needs the rest of the countdown? We've waited long enough. Walkers and wrong fielders here to start off the final day of Week 7 here in the Ssbl. And we'll see the Major League debut of Pat Gross II. And his first batter he faces, he gives up a single up the middle to Chicken Tinda. Pat Gross spent last year in the minor leagues, but getting the call up here, replacing Daryl Cage. So no stats to read off for Gross. Swing and a miss, gets the strikeout there. 1 on 1 out now for Marty Carr. Wrong fielders coming off the surprise upset. Oh, roundabout with a nice stop there and gets the lead out. Can't quite turn two, but a fantastic play there by Shelby, preventing that one from getting by here. And it's 2 down now for George Pierre. Wrong fielders coming off the surprise upset of the Gauchos, and the Walkers coming off the upset of the Dragons for their first win of the season. Wrong fielders just with 2 victories, and that's going to get over the head, a roundabout, and roll all the way to the wall. Runners head for third. Pedro Cruz just now up it, and the runner's going to score. It's an RBI double for... Uh-oh, and there's an injury. I've lost my piece of paper. Oh, no. Oh, no, George Pierre is really hurt. Pulled hammy for George Pierre. He's going to miss 2 weeks. And that one's deep into left. I am panicking. Luckily, I already sent out those messages. Okay, well, that paper's gone. Pierre. Hammy. 2 weeks. Well, he's going to miss 2 weeks, but he did get an RBI double. And gives the Walkers a 1-0 lead. That one's into center field, and that will be caught by Ryan T. Hill. So we will need a replacement call-up for Pierre over the next couple of weeks. If you don't mind, Kawashi, please submit that in your team channel when you can. You've got Duke Daguerre on the mound for the Walkers. And we do have stats for him as he strikes out. The batter there, 2 away. Duke Daguerre, 4 2/3, 2 earned runs, a 3.85 ERA, and a 1.71 whip. 8 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Oh, a nice diving stop by Tinda to take one away from Pedro Cruz. And we'll go to the top of the second. Amir Khan, Ryan T. Hill, and Burpee Doyle due up. That one's foul, and no one will track it down. Composed on Gross with a 3-1 count to Amir Khan. He swings through that one, full count. Fouls that off. And that one is going to float over the head of the first baseman, Boomer Lasers, and get down into right field. So leadoff runner aboard for the Walkers to start off the top of the second. And here comes Ryan T. Hill to the plate. And Ryan T. Hill still looking for hit number 1 on the season. 0 for 18. Has drawn a couple walks, though. 7 strikeouts. Runner is going and gets in there. So they're in scoring position now. And Ryan T. Hill connects that one, puts it into left field. Runner's going to run home. Elderberry has a good arm, but a throw wasn't on line. And the run will score, and it's 2-0 Walkers. And that will be caught for out number 1. One and one, the count to Nikki. 1 and 2. And strike 3 called. Nikki gets rung up. And that will bring up Chicken Tinda to the plate. Strike there, 1 and 2 the count. Swing and a miss. Pat Gross rings him up there. But another one on the board for the Walkers. It's 2-0. Going into the bottom of the second, Elderberry Lasers and House will be due up. Slow roller. Barker up with it. The throw is in time for out number 1. Swing and a miss there. 2 and 1 the count to Boomer Lasers. And he swings through it. 2 and 2. This one grounded. Doyle throws in time for out number 2. Mojo up for Daguerre. He's locked in through an inning and 2/3. And Fruity, though, rips one down the line. That's going to get into the left field corner. And she thought about second, but will retreat to first with a 2-out single. Oh, that wasn't Fruity. Who's in front of Fruity? And Fruity will take a walk, and now the wrong fielders have a couple on now. Chance to get some runs on the board. Sophia Saturn to the plate. She takes a 1-1 count here. Fouls that one off. Whiffer will activate for her. Chops that one foul. Swing and a miss. Down goes Saturn, and we'll go to the top of the third now. 2-0 still the score. Barker, Carr, and Jadinklage Morgoon now placing the injured George Pierre. One hop to round him out in time. One and 2 the count. That misses. 2 and 2. Composed on Gross. And fouled off. Swing and a miss. Down goes Carr. Gross starting to find a bit of a groove. Up to 4 strikeouts. Here through 2 2/3. 4 hits. And a pair of earned runs so far. Slow roller down the third base line. Morgoon does have some speed, and he beats it out. Morgoon still has those wheels, and he has himself an infield single, bringing up Narukami. And that one softly hit to dartboard for out number 3, and we'll go to the bottom of the third now. Bowden Wayne and top of the order, dartboard and roundabout due up. And Woden Wayne strikes out swinging. Bring us back to the top of the order. Andrea Dartboard. Let's see what some of these guys and gals have done this season. Dartboard hitting .273 on the year, 6 for 22. And strikes out swinging there for out number 2. As DeGuerre is locked in. As for Shelby Roundamount, 6 for 28. As she pops this one just a shade into left center field, and Burpee Doyle will make the catch for out number 3. And we'll go to the top of the 4th. Amir Khan, Ryan T. Hill, and Burpee Doyle. Khan not faring all that well at the plate. Hitting just 1 for 12 so far. Was a call-up about 2-3 weeks ago, I believe. 083. 6 make it 7 strikeouts now for Khan. And that brings up Ryan T. Hill, as we mentioned, that RBI single, his first hit of season 9. That leaves Chungus Among Us with the only one without a hit here, who's a starter in the Ssbl. Couple of quick outs now. Burpee Doyle to the plate. Burpee Doyle 2 for 18. 111 average, but gets that one through for a 2-out single. Oh yeah, it's Thursday. There's football on. Brings up Nick Key to the plate. And Nick Key gets rung up there. And we'll go now to the bottom of the 4th. Cruz, Elderberry, and Lasers, the big bat portion of the wrong fielders lineup. Pedro Cruz having a bit of a sophomore slump so far this year. 5 for 25, hitting 200. No home runs and no RBI so far this year. As drawn a walk in, struck out 5 and now 6 times. And that brings up Gramps Elderberry. Elderberry hit for the cycle last season, if you remember. And doing quite nicely so far this year. 308 on the year, 8 for 26, a pair of home runs. One of the brighter spots on this lineup for the wrong fielders. Apart from him, Trudy Fruity is the next best bat, or is the best bat on the lineup. She is hitting 500 on the year, 10 for 20, tie-in with Wash Jotley, who we saw last night. And right back to the mound, DeGuerre scoops it, throws it to Tinda in time for round number 3, and to the top of the 5th we go. Still, Walker's nursing a 2-0 lead, and the top of their order is up. Chicken Tinda starting to pick up some speed here. He puts this one to left center field. Back it goes, but it's going to be caught at the wall by Cruz. A deep center field here in Colonial Plaza, and it gobbles up what have been extra bases for Chicken Tinda. Just missed scraping the wall by a foot. And that's popped up. And caught by Dartboard for round number 2. Artie Carr now 0 for 2. Carr 4 for 23 on the season. 174 average. A strikeout victim 8 times this season, but gets a good hold of that one. This one into right center field. Back it goes, and that one is gone! Hit it just a couple of feet further than Chicken Tinda, and it finds the stands in right center field, and it's 3-0 Walkers. And that one's ripped into center field, but right to Cruz for out number 3. And we'll go now to the bottom of the 5th. Now a 3-0 ball game. 6, 7, 8, Haas, Fruity, and Saturn do it for the wrong fielders.
Number 84.
Oh-2 to Brick Haas. And that's up the middle, but Doyle scoops it. Throw to first is in time for out number 1. And here's the aforementioned Trudy Fruity. Hitting pretty well on the season. Drew a walk her first time up. Down the third base line, Barker to first in time. That's out number 2. And now Sophia Saturn to the plate. Up the middle, and that will be a 2-out single. And that will bring up the number 9 hitter, Woden Wayne. So taking a look at this game from an offensive perspective, the wrong fielders come into this game 13th best in batting average, hitting .252. Actually ranked 8th in home runs, hitting 9 of them. But towards the middle of the pack strikeout rate, hitting at almost 28%. And the hit and run gets that one through the right side of the infield. Runners going for third and will be there. So wrong fielders now. Runners at the corners in the top of the order due up with Andrea Dartboard. And Daguerre get out of the bottom of the 5th here without surrendering anything. 0-2 the count to Dartboard. That one is fouled back. Swing and a miss. Daguerre rings her up. And we'll go now to the top of the 6th. Walker's leading 3-0 still. It's you, Amir Khan, and Ryan T. Hill due up. And that does it for Pat Gross II. Sally Dobbs will come in. Let's see what we got on her this year. 14 innings of work, as that's a line or 2 roundabout. 1 away. 5 earned runs for her for a 3.22 ERA. 11 hits and 3 walks give her a 1 whip. 12 strikeouts on the season, but has surrendered 5 home runs. But has a couple of quick outs here. 5 pitches and 2 outs. Ryan T. Hill to the plate. Swing and a miss. 1-1. And that one's up the middle. Ryan T. Hill not only has 1, but he now has 2 base hits tonight. And that one's right up the middle. Almost identical to Hill's hit. And the Walkers now have 2 on and 2 out. And it's Nick Key to the plate. He will stay in. And pop this one up. Just a shade into left field. Sophia Saturn makes the catch for out number 3. And we go to the bottom of the 6. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the wrong fielders. Combined 0 for 6 portion of the lineup tonight, with a couple of strikeouts. Shelby roundabout 0 for 2 today. Does have a nice defensive play she made earlier. 1-2. And she gets rung up there. Another strikeout for Daguerre. I believe that is 6. 7 now. And pacing off Pedro Cruz for the 3rd time, 0 for 2. And he pops this one up a mile high into left field. And it will be you making the catch there for out number 2. And Gramps Elderberry now to the plate. 1-1. Foul back, a 2-2 count to Elderberry. He fouls it off. And strike three called. A 1-2-3 inning for the Duke. And we'll go to the top of the seventh, still 3-0 Walkers. And they got the top of their order due up. That one's a deep fly ball for Tinda. He has some deep and hard hit balls tonight, but not a lot to show for it. Tinda is just coming up about 20 feet short tonight of 2 different home runs. One and 2 count now to Archie Barker. And strikes out on an ugly pitch. That one was in the dirt. Go down to first, round number 2, just in case. Well, not just in case, but. And here's Marty Carr. Last time Tinda flew out deep, he hit a home run. Let's see if he can once again learn from Tinda's fly out. Full count for Carr. Swing and a miss at a ball over his head. And bottom 7 we go. Lasers, House, and Fruity due up.
The first baseman, number 19.
Duke Daguerre will start off the bottom of the 7th. Just about as slow as 90th pitch. And it's 3-0 to Lasers. Swings at that one, 3-1. But that will be a 5-pitch walk. And the wrong fielders have the leadoff runner aboard. Wonder how much longer Daguerre gets in this one. Walker's pin, not all that great, but we'll see what happens. It's a slow roller. Tinda was going after it, but the second baseman called him off, flipped it to him for out number 1. But Lasers does take second. Not a big stealing risk, as he's not very fast and has the bad jumps. Take a deep hit for him to score from there, I believe. And we'll test that as that one's through the left side. It's a bit of a slow roller. And he will sit down at third. So runners at the corners for the wrong fielders here. Sophia Saturn to the plate. It's one swing baseball. And Duke Daguerre will get pulled in favor of Slater. And that's a grounder to Khan. Khan will go to Doyle. And Doyle will go to Tinda for the Dragon special. 4-6-3. Gets him out of the bottom of the 7th. Top of the 8th we go. Morgoon, you, and Amir Khan. That's a slow roller to round him out. In time, one away. Dobbs has been pretty solid in relief. She's locked in 2 hits through 2 1/3. 2 strikeouts, just 26 pitches for her. 3-0 to you, and he will take a walk.
The second baseman, number 41.
That one's into center field, but Cruz eats that one up for out number 2.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 28.
And Ryan T. Hill to the plate. And popped up into right center. And it's Pedro Cruz for out number 3. Bottom of the 8th we go. Time running short for the wrong fielders. 9, 1, and 2 due up here.
Fielder, number 11.
0-2 to Woden Wayne. Broken bat right back to the mound. In time, out number 1.
The
And that's caught by Kahn for out number 2. It's an 0 for 3 Shelby roundabout to the plate. Oh, Barker with a backhanded snag to the top of the 9th. Still 3-0. Doyle, Key, and Tenda up. And that one's ripped into left and over the head of Elderberry. But it will just be a deep leadoff single. And Nick Key 0 for 3 and Tense will stay in the game. And he will strike out. 0 for 4 now for Key. Back to the top of the order. Tenda has been close all night tonight. Just missing 2 home runs into center field. See if he can adjust. Try and crank one over the short walls in either left or right. How's it back? 2-2. As Dobbs is starting to wither. Not going to be a home run, but that one finds the outfield grass, and the Walkers have 2 on and only 1 out here in the top of the 9th. As that brings up Archie Barker. And Sally Dobbs will get pulled in favor of Mishka Barker. And it's Barker versus Barker here. And Mishka gets the better of that one. And it's 2 away here for Marty Carr. One and 2 to Carr. Swing and a miss. And to the bottom of the 9th we go. Wrong fielders need 3. And it's 3, 4, and 5 in their lineup. And Tenda gets pulled for Rocket. And Elf comes in for Key behind the plate. Yeah, if you're going to do that anyway, why not at least have someone take a hit? Or whatever. 0-2 the count to Pedro Cruz. Tough out activated for him. Locked in Slater. Ball 1. Bless you. Swing and a miss. 1 away. Gramps Elderberry to the plate. Two and 1. Ripped up the middle, and Elderberry will be aboard. Brings up Boomer Lasers. Fouled back, 1 and 2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Lasers, 2 away. And last hope for the wrong fielders here tonight, Brick Haas. 1 for 3. Fouls off the first pitch. It's 1 and 2. Popped up, this should do it, into center field. Tenda is Ryan T. Hill, and the catch is made, and the Walkers move to 2 and 5 on the season. 3-0 over the wrong fielders. 11 hits tonight for them. Most of their starters getting involved, except for you and Nikki Barker there. 2 hits for Tinda, 3 for Doyle, and 2 for Hill. 11 strikeouts tonight. Barker, Parr, and Key with sombreros. Only 4 hits tonight for or 5 hits tonight for the wrong fielders. Elderberry, Haas, Fruity, Wayne, and Saturn. 10 strikeouts for them. Win goes to DeGuerre. He was fantastic. 6 1/3, no earned, 4 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. And Slater with the save, 2 2/3, 1 hit allowed, 2 strikeouts of his own. Pat Gross gets a loss, 3 earned through 5, 7 hits, 6 strikeouts. And then Dobbs and Barker combined for the last 4 innings of work. Don't give up any runs and strike out 5 between the two of them. 2 walkers, DeGuerre and Slater, both pitchers taking MVP honors. And Sally Dobbs, it's a pitcher trifecta here in Game 1. All right, game number 2, the Wildcats and the Unicorns. A huge, huge game in the Epic Galaxy for first place in the division. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss this one. And here we are. Final game of the week. I know most of you probably didn't see the Lumberjacks and the Viking. We'll be sure to upload that to the YouTube channel so you can catch up on what we accidentally streamed over last night. My apologies, I should have checked the ESTV schedule before I went live. But nonetheless, here we are. Both teams coming in at 4-2. Unicorns riding in on a 4-game winning streak after starting the season 0-2. And the Wildcats coming in from a loss to the Angels last week. Setting up for this divisional clash for first place as we enter the halfway point. That's a strikeout to start off the game for Trevor Belmont. And that one is crushed into center field. Back it goes, and that one is gone. A monster shot into dead center field here in Shaka. 465 meet for Jackson Moore the fourth, and the Wildcats take a 1-0 lead off the second at bat of the game. That thing was crushed. Not quite as crushed as we saw. Well, no. The one last night by Max Range. But Belmont backs it up with a strikeout. Let's see. That was just the 6th home run given up all season by the Unicorns pitching staff. Handful of teams with fewer. The Gauchos have only given up 4, as well as the Overdrafts. Stingers at 5, as well as the Skulls. Vikings 3, Wildcats 2, the Walkers 5. So 1-0, bottom of the first. Auntie Jar taking the mound. She went 5 2/3 her last time out. 1 earned run, 4 hits, no walks, 10 strikeouts, a 1.6 ERA, and a .7 WHIP. And that's a strikeout. Flip-flop goes down. Bring it King Kush. And it's a grounder to Love. In time at first, round number 3, a 1-2-3 inning for Jar. And we'll go to the top of the second. Jimbo, Longshanks, and AC Milan due up. And Jimbo goes down swinging. And that's back-to-back strikeouts now. 2 down here. And that one's going to get put down into left field. A 2-out single. Brings Elena Love to the plate. Fouled back. Swing and a miss. And Belmont eventually strikes out the side and will go bottom 2. Tygo Bree and Shaw due up. One in, 2-2 now to Tuna Tygo. Swing and a miss. Jar rings him up. And that is a mojo up for Auntie Jar. She's locked in, struck out 4 through an inning and 2/3 so far. And that ground out will make it out number 3 into the top of the third we go. 9-1-2 due up for the Wildcats. Let's see, Trevor Belmont. Last time he was out, 6 innings of work, no earned runs. 2 hits, 2 walks, and 12 strikeouts. That's 18 strikeouts per 9. And a .667 whip. 0 in the ERA column. That will be a leadoff walk and brings up Sandy Bash. Wildcats surprisingly, offensively, kind of mundane batting average-wise, just hitting .251 on the year. That's 14th in the league. And 13th in the league in home runs, hitting only 7. But are striking out at the second lowest rate in the league at 22%. As that's a force out at second for out number 1. And brings up the difference maker so far, Jackson Moore's home run into center field. And he is crushing the ball tonight. Wildcats averaging 3.5 runs per game. That is 17th in the league. So surprising the offense, kind of a slow start for the Wildcats this season. 3-2 to Jackson Moore. And he will draw the walk. So a couple walks issued here by Belmont. This inning brings up Joshua Durr. 2 on and only 1 out. Joshua Durr, 4 for 20 this year. Has drawn 5 walks, 6 strikeouts. Has 1 RBI. Runner is going, and say it with me, everyone. Stealing third is pointless. And that will do it. Out number 3 in bottom of the third we go. O'Doyle, Porterhouse, and Cree Condra due up. I need to figure out how to change some stuff in MooBot. We need that to be a command. And Jar picks up right where she left off for strikeout number 5. 5 strikeouts through 7 outs. Both innings so far has been strikeout, strikeout, ground out. A 1-2 count here to Haggy Porterhouse. And he keeps the status quo going as that strikeout, strikeout. We'll see what Cree Condra has to say about things. Swing and miss, 0-2. Oh, it's strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. Anti-Jar strikes out the side. Top of the 4th we go. 1-0 Wildcats. That one's into right. Bash slugging in. Back it goes at the wall. Oh, King Kush! A sliding catch going into the wall to take one away from Sluggington. Somebody clip that, please. That was fantastic. And a strikeout of Bobby Jimbo, 2 away. Not to be outdone, Belmont has done pretty well. Just one of those 2 hits managed to go yard. Hopped up, but it looks like it's going to get out of play. It's 0-2 to Henry Longshanks, and swing and a miss. Down he goes. Into the bottom of the 4th we go, and it's the top of the order due up for the Unicorns. So 7 strikeouts now for Jar. As she is just cruising along here. And that will be the ground out. So we've gone strikeout, strikeout, ground out, strikeout, strikeout, ground out, strikeout, 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 ground out. And now a fly out into left. Joshua Durr, 2 away. And King Kush to the plate. Fouled off 1-2 to King Kush. off the plate. Two and two. Bush fouling off a few, trying to stay alive here and put a few more pitches onto Jar. Oh, just missed the bottom of the zone. It's a full count. And guess what? It's fouled off. And that's down the line, right on the line. Sluggington. Oh, no, Jar! And so goes the perfect game and Anti-Jar's mojo. Right down the line. Sluggington wasn't fast enough to try and take it to first himself, flips it to Jar, and she fails to look it into her glove. Back into right, this one goes, and it'll be caught by Jimbo for out number 3. So the Unicorns do get a base runner, but don't do anything with it. And we go top of the 5th now. On Love and Someday do up. Belmont's locked in. 4 base runners allowed through 4. Roundhouse, Porterhouse makes a nice play there, one away. Yeah, she was probably close to on fire the way she was going, especially with the strikeouts. 2 and 2 to Love, and she pops this one up into shallow left center. That's caught for out number 2. And here comes Someday. Rio finds the zone. And that will be a walk. And Someday goes down. And we'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Bree, Shaw, and O'Doyle do up. Still a 1-0 ball game. Just a brutal mistake there by Jar. Losing the mojo there really hurts. Unicorn starting to foul off quite a few from her. At least seeing something here. Trying to get a pitch to hit. Swing and a miss. They still can't do it. 8 Ks now for Jar. Musha coming to the plate now. She is having a bit of a hangover season from her MVP season last year. Only 2 for 18 so far. 111 batting average. A lone RBI. 4 walks, though, to 3 strikeouts. Probably one of the few players in the league this season to have that under their belt. But she fouls out to Jimbo there, 2 away. And it's Jimmy O'Doyle to the plate. And he pops up behind home plate on the first pitch. Someday snags it there for round number 3. Top of the 6th we go. Moore, Durr, and Sluggington do up. And as it was mentioned, Moore locked in, but doesn't do anything with it. Pops it up to Porterhouse for out number 1. And that's a 4th walk given up tonight by Belmont. Wonder if we'll start to see some Activity in the Unicorns bullpen before soon. 83 pitches on the night for Belmont. Here's Bash Sluggington. Had one taken away from him last time he was up on a fantastic play made by King Kush in right field. And he rips one up the middle for a base hit. And the Wildcats have 2 aboard and only 1 out here in the top of the 6th. And it's RBI man Bobby Jimbo to the plate. 0 for 2 tonight. Jimbo hitting 6 for 23 this season, 261 average. Has a home run, 3 RBIs, no walks, 6 strikeouts. As that one's into the stands, 1-2. That one misses, 2-2. That one's hit into left. Breezy Bree tracks that one for out number 2. And that brings up Henry Longshanks. All 3-0 to Longshanks. Inside, 3-1. And ball for the bases will be loaded for the Wildcats, and it's AC Milan to the plate. And that will do it for Belmont. In comes Butler Codsworth. Codsworth 4 1/3. Oh, right back to him. It doesn't matter. He gets out of the inning, 1 pitch and leaves them stranded. We go bottom of the 6th. 8-9-1 due up for the Unicorns. Aggie Porterhouse to lead things off. Anti-Jar back to locked in. That's a roller to Bash, 1 away. Cree Condra to the plate. Condra has been a pretty good add to the lineup for the Unicorns. 6 for 19 on the year, a couple home runs. He has a good amount of MVP votes as he strikes out there. 2 away. Strikeout number 9 for Jar. Now bring up Aaron Tobster. Two and 2 to Tobster. Off the plate for a full count. And it's a roller down third. Sluggington has plenty of time to take it himself. And the side is retired. Top of the 7th we go. Still 1-0 here. Elena Love someday and Sandy Bash due up. Never got to finish off what Codsworth has done, as that one's hit into right. Kush is under it for round number 1. 4 1/3 for Codsworth. 3 hits, no earned, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. A .7 whip. And that one is just in front of home plate. Mushaw comes from behind it. Throws down to first in time. This game is a battle of strengths. Unicorns tops in the league in ERA and whip, and 3rd in strikeouts per 9. And that's up the middle, and Porterhouse gets it in time for round number 3. Unicorns having a 1.52 team ERA and a .868 team whip, whereas the Wildcats in 3rd place behind the Gauchos in both ERA and whip. 2.038 ERA and a .981 whip, but kind of middling in strikeouts per 9, but this game will help at 9.5 per 9. Anti-Jar's got that, but gives up her first walk of the game. The first real base runner reaches for the Unicorns tonight, and it's King Kush to the plate now. It's that one foul, 0-2. Anti-Jar up to 95 pitches. Not sure how much longer she'll last beyond Kush here. 2-2. It's a slow roller to third. Milan scoops it. She'll go to second and get the lead out. Kush safely into first. Jar stays in to face Big Tuna Tygo. He's 0 for 2 today. Tygo had a pretty good rookie year last year. He was in the running for Epic Rookie of the Year, but I think we ended up giving that to Beef Boy because he was so strong. Oh, and there's the first hit of the game for the Unicorns. It's not a no-no, as I believe that's Longshanks in left. Made the sliding attempt. Oh, it's Durr in left, excuse me. He made the sliding attempt. He was there, but couldn't snag it. And now it's 2 on for the Unicorns. Tie and run in scoring position. Anti-Jar's running out of steam. It's a 3-1 count to Breezy Bree. Full count. That's grounded to Love. Love to Bash. Bash to Sluggington. It's a Dragon special. Top of the 8th we go. It remains 1-0 Wildcats. 2, 3, and 4 due up. Unicorns do take a bit of a deep sigh of relief there. They were already no hit once this season, and we're staring down the barrel of a second time. They owe Joshua Durr a bit of a handshake as Moore gets rung up there. Hodsworth's locked in. He's gone 1 2/3. Not giving up anything and has a strikeout. That one's a grounder to Tygo. In time, 2 away. The Stingers team no-hit them back on like week 2 or 3, I think. It was Pot of Gold and Liam Boss, I think, who combined for it. And that's a 1-2-3 inning, and bottom of the 8th we go. Still 1-0. 6, 7, 8 do it for the Unicorns. And Jar finally gets pulled in favor of Fanny Minshew. Let's see what we've got on her ledger this year. 5 2/3, 2 earned. 5 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. As that's a ground out for round number 1. A 3.18 ERA and a 1.23 whip. A 1-0 game here in the bottom of the 8th. Winner takes over first place in the Galaxy. And O'Doyle finds himself a base hit up the middle. He'll be aboard now for Hacky Porterhouse. Going back to last season, the Unicorns took both regular season matchups, but it was the Wildcats upsetting the Unicorns in the second round of the Epic playoffs that sent them to the Epic Conference Finals, where they ended up losing to the Stingers. So a lot of back and forth between these two teams over the last couple of years. And Iron Balls Walker comes in for Cree Condra with the runner aboard. Woody Walker 0-2. This man's a legend, and he strikes out swinging. And we go to the 9th inning, still a 1-0 ball game. 5, 6, 7 do it for the Wildcats. Woody Walker gets pulled in favor of Keisha Phillips. Phillips goes to first, and Flip-Flop goes to third. And there is Keisha making the snag there, 1 away. That one's into left, and Bree is there to make the catch. And strike 3 called. Milan will sit down. And to the bottom of the 9th we go. Unicorns need 1 to tie, 2 to win. It's the top of their order due up. Toaster 0 for 3 tonight. Minshew on the mound to try and close things out. Fouled off. It's a 2-1 count. 3-1. That one's in there for a strike. Full count. And it's a walk. A lead-off walk. The tying run is on base for the Unicorns. And Trey Flip-Flop comes to the plate. Minshew struggling with the zone. 2-0 to Flip-Flop. Swing and a miss there. 2-1. That one's to Milan. She snags it for out number 1. I thought that one hit the ground. It could have been a Dragon special. But it's 1 on, 1 out still now for King Kush. And that one is past the glove. That one's going to trickle into left field. Runner's headed for third. Oh, it's trouble for Durr. Runner's going to round third, head for home, and it's 1-1. King Kush with an RBI double ties the game. Joshua Durr with the bobble. He has cost his team so much tonight. Cost the no-hitter a couple innings ago, and misplaying that one in left has tied the game here in the bottom of the 9th. And the tying, or the go-ahead, the game-winning run in scoring position, they intentionally walk Big Tuna. 2 on, 1 out. Breezy Breed to the plate. Tinson 0 for 3. The pressure is all the way up here in the bottom of the 9th. 1-1 the count. Minshew still in the game. That one's high. 2-1. 3-1. The bases are so close to being loaded. That one finds his own. 3-2. The payoff pitch fouled off. We'll do it again. That one is caught by Sluggington. He throws to second, not in time. Oh! That was close, and the last hope for the Unicorns tonight. Well, no, that's not true. It's a tie game. Last chance to win it in regulation is Mushashi grounds it to third. AC Milan throw is in time for out number 3, and we'll go to extra innings. 1-1, top of the 10th we go. And Butler Codsworth is an absolute monster. He's gone through 3 1/3 and has only thrown 28 pitches here. Has kept the Wildcats at bay offensively. And he strikes her out 1 away. As I mentioned a couple innings ago, it's strength versus strength. The best pitching team in the league versus the 3rd best. And sometime over the next 2 weeks, we'll see the Unicorns and the Gauchos, but not before we see this one hit into the gap and roll all the way to the wall. It's going to be a 1-out double for the Wildcats. The go-ahead run is in scoring position. And here comes Sandy Bash to the plate. She's a tense 0 for 4 tonight. The first hit allowed for Codsworth in relief. And the pressure is all the way up once again here. Not a lot of speed on the runner. That's a slow roller up the middle. And she's thrown out at first for out number 2. And it's up to Jackson Moore, the 4th. Someday is going to get pulled for a pinch runner. I didn't catch the name. Fredornius something? I didn't see it. That one is, oh, Keisha Phillips with a diving stop. The throw to Codsworth is in time. Phillips might have just saved the game for the Unicorns. We'll go to the bottom of the 10th. O'Doyle, Porterhouse, and Phillips will be due up for the Unicorns. A chance to walk it off here. Honor, I don't know how to pronounce that. Honortis? Maybe I'm just being dumb. 1-2 to Jimmy O'Doyle. And that one's going to be down into left. O'Doyle leads things off with a single. The winning run is on base. Porterhouse is 0 for 3. I'm surprised Minshew is still in the game. She's up to 40 pitches. Has been all right. But we know the Wildcats do have quite a bit of in their arsenal. That one's into right. That could be the game. It's deep. It's all the way to the wall. Runner's going to be at third. They're going to stay put at third. 2 runners in scoring position. The winning run just 90 feet away. And here is Keisha Phillips. And Minshew is done. Abel Mars comes in. And it's a suicide squeeze, but it's hit right to Mars. He goes home and is going to catch the runner in a rundown. He's dead to rights. The runner's already at third. He should be out by default, because if he touched third, both runners would be out. But still now 1 out, runners at the corners. Aaron Tobster to the plate, 0 for 3. And it's a 3-1 count to Tobster. And the bases are loaded. 1 out, and it's Trey Flip-Flop to the plate. Wildcats desperate for a Dragon special, because after Flip-Flop, I believe is King Kush with RBI man. But you got to throw a strike here to Flip-Flop. They did. It's fouled off. 2-1. 3-1. Nowhere to put Flip-Flop. And that doesn't matter. Goodbye, the Unicorns with a walk-off. They win the game 2-1. A comeback from behind victory for the Unicorns. 2-1 in 10. A tough loss there for the Wildcats. They just muster 4 hits tonight. More Sluggington, Milan, and Someday. 6 hits for the Unicorns. Flip-Flop, Kush, Tygo, 2 from O'Doyle, and then Haggy Porterhouse. Double-digit strikeouts for both teams. Anti-Jar, hard luck, no decision. No earned through 7, only 2 runners reached, and one of those from the misplay by Durr. We'll have to... Durr maybe didn't cost them the game, but definitely made some mistakes. 9 strikeouts for Jar. Minshew gets charged with the loss. 2 earned for her through 2. Mars got an out, but the run scored on his watch. Belmont, no decision. 1 earned through 5 2/3. 5 walks, 8 strikeouts, though. And Butler Codsworth with a fantastic performance. 4 1/3. 1 hit. No earned and 4 strikeouts. He has got to be on this board. And he is. Anti-Jar, Butler Codsworth, and Jackson Moore the 4th. Well, that's going to wrap it up for Week 7. And before I sign off, I do want to get a bit of information out. Next week is the week of Thanksgiving. And we are going to pre-record all days of next week. So if you have any lineup changes or injury call-ups that need to be made, please submit those into your team channel by Sunday, so that you can see those reflections made in the team pack and then in the recordings for Week 8. So please be diligent in getting us those lineup changes going forward for Week 8. That's going to do it for me, live and in person. Thank you all for tuning in for Week 7. I will see you all in recorded land next week, but if I don't talk to much of you before then, have a happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Eat lots of turkey, ham, or whatever you like to eat. And have a safe time. I'll see you all around. Have a good night, everyone.